This month, we reflect on the elements: earth, air, water, fire. And in doing so, we reflect on spirit, on that which is beyond our house of community, but affects us all and affects this house. Today, we focus particularly on earth, soil, and the process of decomposing and recomposing, of falling apart, of letting go, to be made into something new. Now, decomposition is a process where complex organic materials are broken down back into simpler substances, the simpler substances they once were and originated from, where they came from and where they return. Today, we invite ourselves to do a little decomposition, returning back to what we came from, be that for you, soil, human, or divine, or some combination of all three. Today, we return back to source. Sometimes when the world is complex, it is best to return to the simple truths to ensure we are not swept away in the chaos, but tethered, grounded, a secure standing stone for that simple truth that matters most to us. And so today we take a bit of time in reflection before moving to celebration. We reflect in how we might decompose a bit, so we might be recomposed into what is most essential to us. Today we follow some words from Persian Sufi poet Rumi: to be like a tree and let the leaves drop. Be like a tree and let the leaves drop. Now, Melanie DeMore is the woman who wrote the song you just heard, and she wrote this song for her friend who had just been diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. She said, because sometimes all we can do is stand by each other. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Now, if you watch her teaching this song to different communities and choirs around our country, she reminds people that this song was both a testament to her friend, but it was also a reminder to her when she was singing it, that what is most important to Melanie in that moment is to be there for her friend, however hard that might be, to hold someone else's suffering. Her song was a mantra for herself, to remind herself that nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Right now, she is to be a standing stone, to stand by her friend. It is time now for all of us in our individual and collective lives to let go of that which does not matter most. Too much is swirling in our world, and if we do not choose to let go of what no longer serves us, we will not be the ones to choose what flies away from ourselves and from our lives. We will not be active participants in the world being remade. We will simply be remade. Perhaps not into what we long for, and perhaps into what we fear. We, my people, do not need to allow that to happen to us, right? We can be the ones who choose, the ones who actively claim what matters with our whole beings and intentionally let go of that which does not serve us anymore, of that which is preventing us from living a life for what matters most deeply and truly to ourselves. I invite us now to take a minute to remember what it is that most matters to you. Now, this might be the most essential essence of humanity that gives you hope and faith. It might be the nature or the most important characteristic of your God or higher, deeper power. It might be that deepest value to your heart or your mind. Let us take a moment now to remember, recall, or perhaps rediscover what matters most to us now. May we center this in our lives and remember it daily. For to be reborn, to rise, to bloom, to be who it is we are meant to be for what matters most to us, we must let go of all that we no longer use and no longer serves our core purpose, which of course is likely to grow and change with us and with time. May we heed again the words of Rumi, be like a tree and let the leaves drop. Can you say it with me? Be like a tree and let the leaves drop. We too can let go into earth, into soil, into the ground of our being, into spirit, into God, trusting that what could be toxic to ourselves in this moment might just be what someone else needs. You all heard this saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah, my father used to say that as he would take our minivan around to the better sides of town on trash night. Now, truly, something that is no longer serving us might serve another and where they are in their journey very well in this moment. And what no longer serves us is let go of into the whole and will be remade itself, decomposing and recomposing into something new. And so it can be with ourselves. May we be like a tree and let the leaves drop. We, however, are not trees. The seasons do not decree each year that our leaves must drop. There is no mandated cycle. Our own awareness is required to recognize the parts of us that are now preventing us from being us, the us we are becoming. It takes awareness of ourselves, no easy task in itself, one that requires a regular practice of reflection and awareness. And then on top of that, it takes bravery and strength to let go. For we know it is painful and terrifying to let go of parts of us that served us well, parts that protected us once, even that kept us alive or safe. So let us take another moment now to reflect on what we might be ready to let go of, what is no longer serving us, and what is most important to us. What are you ready to let go of? Be like a tree and let the leaves drop. But what do we do now that we know what we are ready to let go of? Because we are not trees, the seasons do not trigger the release of our leaves. We, however, are humans who can create rituals to shift our own selves and our worlds to help us let go. And we can create these rituals, these practices whenever we need them. We can write, we can make a big old fire and burn some things. We can walk through thresholds, walk through woods, we can dance, we can shake off, we can thank and praise and release in whatever ways our bodies, hearts, souls, spirits long for. Now we have a guide for us this morning, for those of us for whom the word ritual feels a little uncomfortable. There's always Mary Oliver to help us out. Thank you. She shared with us one of her own practices called sleeping in the forest. We hear it once more. I thought the earth remembered me. She took me back so tenderly, arranging her dark skirts, her pockets full of lichens and seeds. I slept as never before, a stone on the riverbed. Nothing between me and the white fire of the stars but my thoughts, and they floated, light as moths among the branches of the perfect trees. All night, I heard the small kingdoms breathing around me, the insects and the birds who do their work in the darkness. All night, I rose and fell as if in water, grappling with a luminous doom. By morning, I had vanished at least a dozen times into something better. By morning, I had vanished at least a dozen times into something better. Your ritual of letting go, of letting yourself vanish and be renewed, reborn, decomposed and recomposed into your better self, might not be like Mary Oliver sleeping in the forest on a stone by the river. Sounds a little bit uncomfortable to me, if I'm being honest. But we can all find something that allows us to relax, to lean in, to let go and trust whatever deeper truth, whatever it is we trust to hold us. We can let go and release that which is now holding us back, however essential it had been to our former being. We can allow our thoughts to be light, floating as moths. We can let go and then maybe sleep really well, connecting to that which surrounds us, grappling with the luminous doom that is transformation and change and truth. May we be like trees and let the leaves drop, so we might become more fully our deepest truths and that which matters most to us. Now we're going to take just one more moment of reflection, which is the reflection that will become your homework should you choose to accept it. And think about what practice or ritual, however odd it might sound to your logical mind, what practice or ritual might you be needing to let go of, whatever it is you are needing to let go of. Let's take one more moment to envision and to imagine this. Be like a tree and let the leaves drop. Be brave, my people, for the world needs us now, clear in our purpose, strong as a standing stone, taking hold of our own lives, taking stock of what matters most to us, and ensuring that that is who we are and what we are doing. Be like a tree and let the leaves drop so you can keep growing and blooming, being reborn again and again into that which is most essential, most true to you. Amen. Alleluia. And may it be so.